Street talk. Streetz is talking this shit.
Street talk. Yeah.
Shout out to Misfit Streetz.
My boy Misfit Streetz.
He.
Make sure y'all get on YouTube right now. YouTube. And look up Street Talk.
Y'all tune in.
Yeah, just tune the fuck in.
So we got some shit to talk about.
Shut the fuck up, bitch. I sound my street talk. Hold up.
Welcome to Street Talk, where if you love us, we love you. And if you hate us, we still love you. But fuck you though. My guest today, man, I had to go above and beyond to get her, you know, diva status. Had to find her perfect cologne. She only wanted green M&Ms in her thing and all of that. It's like, no, I'm just playing. But I'm definitely glad we can get this interview popping. So, Princess Heat.
What up, though?
Thanks for being here.
Yeah, hold on. They got my little sparky spark over here. And my little sparky spark over here. What's up?
Yeah. Get in your mode. So how you been doing?
Man, I've been good. I've been great. I mean, it's been crazy. Last year was crazy hectic. The year before that, we were on tour, crazy hectic. It's just been a crazy couple of years. But we've been working.
Definitely. So
We've been working.
To get into it, before we start anything, tell the people who you are and you know about yourself.
So, hi everybody, I am Princess Heat, and on some shape, way, or form, I know a lot of you guys know me on different types of music types. So maybe we've done music together, maybe you've been at a performance, maybe you just saw the new Circles video. However it is, I know most of you...
We'll get into that.
Yeah, we'll get into that later. But yeah, I know most of you because a lot of you guys I supported before I was ever an artist. Fun fact there. I was a big supporter in town. So hi guys. But I'm Princess Heat, queen of the real raw breed. I've been with them for about over a year now. And yeah, that's the family right there. Double RB. I'm not wearing our merchandise today, but go check out the Real Raw Breed store. And
Check out that merch.
go get that.
So you from Syracuse?
I am born and raised.
Okay.
And I don't say that with any malice. I love my city.
Definitely.
Get that out the way.
Syracuse is definitely a talented pool of people. We just got a dark cloud over it.
Oh yeah. I wouldn't even say like it is what you make it. You know what I mean? Like you can choose to see that dark cloud, or you can choose to see sunrise, like sun rays and sun
That's
rainbows and all
That's
that
a
other
fact.
stuff. You know what I mean? Because that's what I see when I see it. I've been out of town. Like when they say, "Oh, we gotta get out," no, I've been out of town, and ain't nothing like coming back to the city, and everybody's like, "Yo, where you been?"
Yeah, it's different. But I think that's at the same time. I think that's like a, how can I put it? It's a Syracuse has this thing to where once you get to a certain point, they're okay with it. Like, and I've been guilty of it too. When I was younger, I had a local celebrity status, so it's like, okay, people walk, hey, Streetz, when you doing this? Like, I used to love that shit, and I've been back and forth from here in Georgia my whole life. So when I go to Georgia, I'm not as recognized as from here, but it's like you just gotta put the same work in to get recognized.
Oh
there,
yeah,
you feel me?
absolutely, absolutely.
But it's yeah. So Real Raw Breed, you said y'all been rocking together for a year. Have y'all?
They've been rocking together way longer, but I'm the first female. Rock on. I'm the first female as far as an artist joining the group goes, and yeah, I just kind of came in and was like, we need to make music together, all of us. It needs to happen. Yeah, I think it started in Brooklyn, actually.
Brooklyn?
Yeah, at the King Heroin rooftop shows. We started there, and
y'all have a good chemistry together. I've seen a lot of y'all.
Oh yeah. We have a lot of different flavors. We have 2 engineers. We have somebody who does consulting for younger artists. We have people who handle the merchandise. Like the list goes on and on. And Nate, shout out to Nate, and Big Nate MG. He's a lot of the backbone behind that. a lot of the vision behind that. So, yeah. Shout out to my Real Raw Brief fam.
So, do you feel like being a...
Can I say that? That is true.
Mhm. Can I see that lighter?
Oh, you sure can.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So, do you feel like has being a female artist presented any challenges that you think would have been different if you was a male?
Oh yeah, absolutely. I was just talking to Ace today, and he was talking about you know, putting together this verses. We do have a verses on Saturday. Us against Mind Free. So we were talking. He was talking about the verses and everything, and he wants to do something like, you know, like March Madness, kind of.
Like a bracket?
Yeah, yeah. The thing with that is that with females, it's like, honestly, if you're not talking about sex, then what are you talking about? Like, and honestly, and everybody, and I know what everybody says, right? Everybody's like, oh no, you know, it wants something deeper and, you know, XYZ, but then you put out all this deep music and it's like, oh, you know what? You can't shake your ass to that. So, pass.
I mean,
pass.
So, to play devil's advocate on that, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's not too far from being an actual MC in the male world. I can
Is
rap.
it though?
It is because
Is it
you
though?
want to rap about the shit that
Can you
feel.
take a person like J. Cole, right? Because I'm a conscious rapper. That's
Okay.
how I consider myself.
Mm-hmm.
So if you take a person like J. Cole or Kendrick Lamar, who doesn't have to rap about, you know, any of the dumb shit, they can literally just talk about real deep, sophisticated. This is why they're up there, right?
Mm-hmm.
This is why they're up there, because they separate themselves from this typical music that we hear every day. You know what I mean? But what females are doing that? Lauryn Hill is probably like, Thames is doing it, but she's not even, where it's a rapper that's actually separating themselves. And I'm talking about like a real MC.
You
know what I mean?
You
That's
make a good point.
That's separating themselves. Where what conscious rapper you know is a female is making it? You see them on TikTok, they're great. You see them on other social media platforms, they're great. But are they getting the Grammys?
I mean, not this year, but I know last year Rhapsody was going a lot of shit. And fucking, but it is. I mean, for me, cause like how.
And y'all don't have producers trying to fuck y'all.
I know. That was the next. That was where I was going next. I know that's different. Cause you never know what's real and what's fake.
Yo, honestly, you can, and it don't matter how much money you have as a female, right? Because I pay for my own studio sessions. I pay for my own music videos, and my music videos aren't like, you know, $50 videos. I'm putting in a decent amount of money. We're talking about over $400 in these music videos that we're putting into 9 hours of filming time.
So before we go off of that, do you believe that all of the rumors about once you get to a certain point, or what other celebrities had to do, male and female, to get to their height?
See, man, we don't know what they had to do. That's the thing. You know, that's the thing that we a lot of people can talk about, right? We know what the tabloids talk about. We know what sells, and what get the clicks and everything else like that. That's what we know. But you know what's crazy is I was listening to the radio and they were talking about how Drake had found this flyer where he had got paid $100 to open for Ice Cube, right? Most of these shows. Now, let me tell you something. Most of these shows the motherfuckers doing, they ain't getting paid to do these shows. They paying to get in them shows. You gotta sell tickets. You gotta do something. You gotta do something. They're not getting paid. So for me to sit there and hear that, right? I'm like, well, damn. Drake's situation where he flashing back on is even better than the situations that I'm currently in. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like Drake was a project because they took this wheelchair Jimmy dude from Degrassi, and he has outstanding music ability, but I feel like that he was a project. They did all of this and they put this into him and put all of this
Not
into
only
him.
that, but it was a time where it was a new sound that was being formed. I feel like Trey Songz was the first to do it. I'm sorry. Sorry, Drake, I love you. But if you look around that time zone, there was Lloyd, there was Trey Songz, there was Lil Wayne, there was Drake. Drake was the newest out of all them names I just mentioned. Drake was the newest kid on the block, right? But these artists that I just named have already created a sound where Drake came in and kind of perfected. And they're like, oh, it's... But if you sit there and you listen to like comeback Drake, right? You listening to like what was it? Closer to My Dreams. That version by Drake. I was like, this nigga was hungry. Like, he just hungry. Like, that's what it is. He was hungry. Like it's crazy. I mean, he got a couple of songs where he'll come back and he'll start rapping like that, like the Lemon Pepper freestyle. I was like, oh, this is comeback
See,
Drake.
people, my spot was open one night, and my boy Dev Down and shout out Dev. We was arguing because I was saying how I was joking about how Drake gets on my nerves because he makes light skinned niggas look a certain type of way.
No, Drake is a cool so.
But
Drake is a cool corn. That's what we.
Yeah,
call
but
it.
like if you think about him and 21 Savage, that shit album goes off. But that is the sassiest I've ever heard a male be in an album. Ever
It goes
in my
off
life.
for our generation. Okay.
This nigga said.
Drake been around for
Okay, broke boys. I'm not talking to no broke boys. Like, nigga, what the fuck are you talking about? Are you a city girl, bitch? What's going on? Like.
But if you sit there, okay, at the end of the day, look at Young Thug, right? And he could be put up there with probably one of the most successful artists in the mumble rap time, right? In the mumble rap time. This nigga was able to sell a platinum record wearing a... Yeah. Niggas don't care.
They don't care.
Niggas don't care. What makes us feel comfortable, and I feel like in a certain hip hop community, right, when it comes to homosexuality, whatever case may be, it's a soft area. You know what I'm saying? It's the area that, not saying we want to throw shade at, but we necessarily don't want to be associated with it at the same time. You know what I'm saying?
I'm not going to say I don't want it to be associated.
Not associated, but what I'm saying is it's gotten backlash. No matter what. If a rapper is gay, you getting backlash. I don't give a fuck what, who, what, where, when, why, how, right?
See, no, so I feel like the undercover shit is where the problem is.
But niggas was okay.
Like that Saucy Santana motherfucker. He creeps me out looking at him.
But here's the thing, it don't matter. There's nobody's sexuality should really be blasted like that.
But that's his. But he has a lane. He created his own lane. He got his own shit. That's him. And he never.
But let me ask you a question: did Young Thug come out with the Dress album before or after the gay rumor started?
It was after.
So this is okay. I got traction, whether it's good or bad, and I'm gonna play off of it. More niggas is gonna buy my album, right? Because of the fact that I have this dress on, because of the fact that they want to hate on, people know what I'm saying, because of the fact that they want to analyze and criticize my shit, right, they gonna buy this album, just off that fact alone. That's a smart ass motherfucking marketing play right there. This nigga didn't do nothing really homosexual in a great sense, but as soon as he went there on that, but you heard the album, right, and niggas was like, nah, this nigga ain't gay. Ain't no way.
The first thing, I tried to listen to one album, and the first 10 minutes, this nigga said something about putting a dick in a stick and in a dress.
Okay, Eminem, so has Eminem, so has Rick Ross, so has
I'm just saying.
So has oh shit, who was I just about to
Rick Ross said what?
Rick Ross said some. They said you want to catch these little lines, so and I'm not even gonna say I can quote some shit, right? But I know Eminem definitely said some gay shit.
Right, Eminem, of course.
Eminem definitely said some gay shit.
Eminem said something about fucking Dre in the basement.
Kevin Gates said some gay shit.
Yeah, Kevin Gates be wild.
You
I feel like
I got so much respect for that, but you can't say that nigga not nice. You can't say Kevin Gates not nice. That nigga nice as fuck.
Kevin Gates made a song about domestic violence that sounds dope. Like
it's just lame. When I say Young Thug, but Young Thug came out with some fire. What's crazy is a shout out to Young Thug, right? I was there for the Young Thug concert when it was here on New Year's. Let me tell you something. When I say that nigga know how to put on a show, he know how to put on a show. He was grabbing everybody's cameras and showing mad love, and it's crazy. I did not fuck with this nigga. And what's crazy is most of the songs I was hearing, I was like, I didn't even know this nigga sung this shit.
See, I didn't fuck with Young Thug at first, but it was off of that. like, what the fuck is this shit? But that shit still is catchy as fuck.
But see, you can see their evolution as they come in.
But he's the prototype that a lot of people are following.
This is what I'm saying.
So I have to give that to him.
But you know what I'm saying? But to have it like this is what I mean. Niggas in the industry could be dead ass fucking gay and still fucking be top hitters in the industry. And a female can turn down a producer one time and that's her whole career.
But all females
a one-hitter quitter.
play the gay role in the industry too. I said for like so, but
because for females, sex sells.
That's true.
This is just what it comes down to. You don't even have to have good music. You can just look good, be freaky as hell, be able to turn 100 million guys on at one time, and there you go. Instant fame.
But females are running the rap game right now.
Let me tell you something.
But it's not as I get what you're saying about.
Let me tell you something.
About the type of music.
If you play, and I love me some Cardi B because we gonna put her at the top, right? If you play, because Nicki on some different shit. Nicki done went pop a long time ago. Nicki don't even make rap music no more. So we just gonna take her and put her over here, right? Mm-hmm. Megan Thee Stallion, right? And I'm not gonna say they don't got bars because they do. But it's what they bars is about that's the issue. Because y'all all, what else are y'all talking about? There ain't nothing y'all not talking about that's not the same thing. Y'all can't show me one bar in there that carry any generational type of knowledge, weight, wealth, drop a gem. Nothing you gonna learn from. You not taking nothing real from that besides shaking your ass. And this is what's wrong with the generation cycle now, right? If I'm not mistaken. So yeah, they running the rap game. No, they running the sex game, and that's cool. They always have been.
But we're in a time where values and all of that shit don't mean anything anyway. So it wouldn't.
But that could literally be like neither does lyricism anymore. All you need is a good beat and a repetitive motherfucking hook.
But what I'm saying, but what I'm saying is, what I was saying earlier is I understand because I can rap. So it's like it's not the same. Like people want bubblegum shit is different. So I feel that I
call it Barbie doll rap.
And even now I try I miss the days where you can get a beat with a sample in it, somebody with a melody, and you can just go in about pain and shit like that. Like that's not what the fuck they want no more. And like I have to go back to like 2015, 2016 songs to even the industry type shit. That
That's what I'm saying. And it's a hard stigma to break. But I feel like if you're consistent, and you could actually hold, because people can say, and as far as females go, because, right, we're not taught, like when we get in this game, we're not taught to, rap in bars and rap about real shit and this, that, and the third. We're taught to, like, look good and, sell yourself as well as your music and all this other stuff. Like, this is what we're literally, and I'm talking about, like, as far as Juilliard school, this is what we're taught.
Yeah.
Right.
But I always say that at the
Nicki Minaj was a Juilliard student.
Like a lot. Like I always go back and forth because I always feel like people don't really understand like the mind of a true creative. Like is a different type of like we think different automatically. Like life is different. It's kind of
what
like,
I live, and that's why I'll have writer's block for so long because I ain't go through nothing. You gotta dwell on your pain. You gotta dwell on extra shit. It's like shit. I ain't go through nothing. Like so, I'm like fuck. But I'm learning. Right? Is like you can have fun with this as well. You know what I'm saying? So now I'm getting to the point where I'm painting stories. Now it's like, you know what I'm saying? Now I'm doing different theme music. Like Trouble that I did with Nate was one of the most complicated. It's a Moneybagg Yo beat. I don't know if you look at me, but very spiritual person over here. But like I do a lot of, again, conscious music. A lot of it's like 90s rap, female, Lil' Kim, Charlie Baltimore, Nas, Aaliyah. Like that's my sound, right up in that alley, right? But Trouble, he put out a Moneybagg Yo beat, and I was like, no, I could do this. Like I was like, I've been scared of these songs, like these really high tempo songs, you know what I mean? And I'm like, no, I'm actually really good at it. I can do this. And then I made the song, and then now that's a song that we were all over with. Was that one song, that 1 year, just everybody wanted to hear it, everybody wanted a piece of it, everybody.
See, I had to learn that too. Like I learned it. Actually, I was on a cruise for my birthday, and it was like a club that was inside on the boat. and then like so, and I used to be as a like growing up. The way that I did was just like you're supposed to be an MC. If you can rap, you're supposed to be an MC.
Can
like,
you rap a cappella? I can't. You know what's crazy is a lot of people be like, like I can't freestyle.
I when I was so now I'm like I got older. I'm a studio rapper, but in my
Now,
day,
when you say studio rapper, what do you mean by that?
like cause I don't like when I was younger, people used to call me a bully because I'm like, oh, you rap. Spit a bar and I'm gonna go da 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 spit a verse da da da.
Right.
But like now that I'm older, it's like all right, I got this song. You can go listen to this shit da da da. So
Right.
I'm rusty. I'm rusty at that shit. Like so like I'm trying to get back out into the performing and all of that shit. But I've been so in these last couple of years I've been so consumed with the internet because it's like. That's where it is. So I've been trying to figure out and crack that code and do all that shit.
I'm
But
as far as that too, yeah.
I used to be able. I still can. I can freestyle off the top of my head. Like that's, and I used to get mad at people that used to be like, "Yo, Streetz, bring me to the studio, da da da," and I'm like, "All right, well, come to the crib, let's write some shit, and then let's go."
Well, see,
and then,
I will spit some shit that I have written like I freestyle that you ain't gonna be able to know that I can't.
But
freestyle,
there are two different.
But I can't.
There are two different freestyles. There's a freestyle that's just straight through on some shit, no hook, da da da, and then there's off the dome. So it's like when I was younger, that's what I'm saying. I used to have shit that I wrote just for ciphers and shit, but niggas don't do that no more.
See me, and you're right. There is two different type of freestyle. Like a freestyle where you go straight in and you record it, or there's a freestyle off the top of your head, which is like most battle rappers do. You know what I'm saying? Whatever. And even then, there's a type of rehearsal in it. But freestyle, I always been able to commend that shit because I feel like I'm an overthinker. Like for me. My thought process is too fast to process these things and to express what I want to say clearly in the amount of time that I'm given.
So when I'm high, everything slows down and I can definitely freestyle. But my weakness, I don't know how people rap when they drunk. When I'm drunk, I can't rap.
When I'm drunk, I want to do nothing but rap. My sister would be like, yo, alright sis. My sister would be like, don't get her started, because then she won't stop. Like, so this is what she does. So, I want to know, like, so, what do you feel like as far as your studio process? Because I feel like everybody records differently. Everybody has their own process of writing. Like, for example, like, my studio process is, I feel like, and I learned this, throughout just, trial and error, repetition. I would go in there with whatever I had written, and I'd have my phone or my notepad right there, and I'd be recording. And then after a while, I'm like, it sounds like I'm reading, right? Because I started performing. And when I started performing, I started to realize how much better I was performing because I had known the song so well, and it just flows out. And I'm like, oh, I want to re-record it. Because, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel like I could do it so much better because now I memorized it, and I'm not reading anymore.
I started recording when I was 16, and like back then, like even my cousin, when he made the beats, he didn't even know what a 16 was. Me and him figured it out together. Right. So I used to like rap for him, and he had put the hook at that part where I stopped or some shit like that. But I used to cut and put the inflection in my shit, so I used to have to memorize it and go back. But now I can write the shit and just do that shit. But it would be better to do that shit off the top. And
that's what I'm saying. Like, so you sound like what's crazy is when you're actually reading in the studio, and this is a good tip for any starting artist out there who are just starting out doing their music. I would say memorize your song and then go in there and record it, because now you're going off of pure emotion, pure energy. You're able to channel all of that. And let me tell you, when you're reading, you sound like you're reading. Like, you sound like on the track, you sound like you're reading. You know what I mean? Compared to when you're actually just, like, in the emotion, you're in the moment, and you're feeling what you're saying, and it's all just, like, coming.
I'm so seasoned in the way that I've done it that, like, I don't even, like, I was looking at my phone for a song that I was trying to remix, like, because I couldn't find my notes, right? Like, I was trying to re-record it, so I had to do it off of memory. But I definitely would have did it better if I was reading it, because I'm so used to doing that shit now. But it's like, I can, like, so, how can I put it? there are.
But if you read it, memorized it,
it will come on. It will come on. It will come on so much more.
Smoother. And what's crazy is you don't notice the little thing until you start. I got so many old versions that I've done like 2015 that I'm just releasing like now. Like we'll get into my new release on later, but that song was written like a long time ago, and for it to like just be released now is because. Yeah, you can hear the difference. When I first went in there, I was reading, and now that I went in there and redid it, it's like you can literally hear you can hear more confidence.
Yeah. So my first song that I ever recorded, I actually it was called "You Don't Know."
Okay.
And I probably recorded it 3 times because the first time I was kind of scared. Like I used to be scared to get on the microphone. I used to get like shaky. So I went to Corcoran and I started battling people just try to like not be scared.
Right.
And then I actually, even to this day, sometimes I still get a little shaky like until I'm in it, until I get in my zone, especially performing. So as a rapper, I haven't decided exactly whether performing or whether recording is my favorite process, because I look at recording like painting, because like sometimes when I come up with a concept and I hear it, it's just like, okay, it's just that. But when I'm actually in the studio, it's like I'm drawing that shit and I can actually get to see it. Like when it's done, I get to hear it, and that's like, I love that because I just like my babies. But it's still a high performing when you actually know the crowd is engaged.
That's by far my favorite.
And they're it's like you can be drunk, you can be high, you can be whatever. It's still that takes over. Like that.
Over 75% of anybody that knows me from music is over performing. That's where you meet people. That's where you network. That's where the real work comes in it. That's where you gotta show everything you got. You can't have your producers make it sound pretty. No, you gotta come. Right or not at all. So
saying that, where do you feel was your best show? Not as far as, I mean, we can rate it as far as your performance, crowd reception, all around vibe.
That's such a hard one. Jeez. I have to say Fabi Foreign was probably up there just because I actually got to meet him personally and like smoke with him and chop it up, and he actually had somebody like come get me and like, you know, bring me to the bus, and it was just like probably one of the most surreal experiences of my life. And that was just really dope because he saw everybody before him, all the openers. He was there before anybody else, and he saw all the openers before him. Yeah, and Fabulous was pretty dope. Fab was dope. P&B Rock, R.I.P. Definitely one of the top. Because that one was probably like...
I got, yo, on the side note for him, before you say that, that I actually played that Selfish song, like really listened to it. The vibe of that song is fucking crazy. Like,
yeah, he was somebody who can like literally bridge the emo rap gap, I think. You know what I mean? Like, he was really versatile when it came to P&B Rock. Like, when I was watching him perform after we opened up for him, and this was at the venue in Buffalo, and this was when had people in alien suits, panda heads, people skydiving. It was nuts. It was so fucking crazy. This P&B Rock show was so crazy, and I feel like as far as crowd reception, that was probably one of the best ones. You had people like trying to climb up on the stage. We were climbing up on like the banners and stuff, like trying to get to the crowd. It was just really crazy. And shout out to the venue and shout out to Concert Crave, because we've had a lot of opportunities for that with them in the last coming year. It was the venue in Buffalo. In Buffalo, it's definitely a dope place to go to. They have a lot of we did Little Tekka there, P&B Rock, J.I. the Prince is coming up soon. Talk about that some other time. But yeah, so it was just that was a huge one. It was just surreal. It was crazy. And then the Dipset reunion was huge. That was in the stadium.
Oh, yeah, that would have been dope.
Yeah, that was in the stadium, and that was about a 20,000 people. Like, it was like I said, it was like a huge stadium, and it was just a huge crowd, and the Dipset reunion was just so lit. And what's crazy is they're really a lot of them are shorter in person, yeah. And they don't look like on TV. So we were chilling around them the whole time, and I just thought they were just regular cats until we went outside, and the limo bus is parked right by the Jeep that we were at, and this is with Curtis Tallbuck's McDowell, rest in peace. And yeah, before the hoverboards were even like a thing, I think it was Jim Jones in a flannel.
In a fucking flannel.
Yeah, belly out, and just everything, and he just.
That's what I tell people that all the time though. I'm like,
they're just regular. What's crazy is when I go down the list of people like Troy Ave, Dipset, Cindy Renee, Tink, Fabi Foreign, PNB Rock, like the list literally, Lil Tecca, Lil TJ, like the list goes on and on and on and on. And they're just normal people.
Yeah, we do this. They do the same thing. We do this on a higher level. That's how I look at it.
I'm like, what's crazy is I couldn't even handle the small little trips and tours that we did have. I was like, shit, like I can't. Jeez, I'm like, if it's like this,
I would love the tour.
And we be criticizing. And what's crazy is we be criticizing every little thing they do. Y'all need to understand these motherfuckers is human too. And let me tell you, just doing this little 6-day here, little weekend here, having 2 shows here, 3 shows in one weekend. That shit is exhausting. You lose your voice. Like real shit happens, and I had Fabi Foreign one weekend, I had Tink another weekend, and then we had another event around that same area. And it was like, by the time the Tink concert came, my voice was trashed. And of course, the Tink concert was the one concert that I had mostly by myself as an artist. So I was like, it was just like we really be like criticizing these artists like crazy, and y'all don't understand how hard it is to do this shit.
Do you believe in separating the artist from the art? Like AK, like R. Kelly, like how everybody canceled his music.
I don't feel like the artist is still separated from the art. I feel like your crime is separated from your artist and your art.
Play his shit like, oh, you shouldn't listen to him because he did so, or you shouldn't watch his movie because they did so.
Oh, blackballing. I mean, I feel like the motherfuckers gonna listen to that shit regardless. You know what I'm saying? People be bored. You know what I'm saying? Like, it take 2 seconds to write some negative shit on.
Yeah, that's what they like to do.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? Like, and it's entertaining. It's more entertaining. It's more entertaining than if you gave this nigga his flowers. It was like, you know what? He still makes some good music.
Right. So, like, to go back to what we were saying about, like, living as an artist, what did you think is some things that you've given up as far as, like sacrifices that you've made to be an artist?
This is easy. Time with my kid is the biggest thing. I don't have a lot of, I mean, as of right now, yeah, for whatever reasons, but, no, I have a 9 to 5, just like every other person I work, right? Mm-hmm. I work, I got my side hustles, I do all these things, and the little time that I do have is either gonna go to seeing my friends, they're either gonna go to spend time with my daughter, they're either gonna go to catching up on this cleaning, and there's either gonna go to recording, but there is no time to fit in all these things in at the same free time. So giving up, so in order to like really be in this, like the real dedication, or real put it in, when I have to go on these trips, and I have to go on, you know what I'm saying, and I have to spend this time in the studio, and I have to do all these things, she's my biggest supporter. So if she wasn't as cool as she was, this wouldn't be happening. But thank God I was blessed with like a really supportive like daughter, and my daughter's my biggest cheerleader, and if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't do any of this.
My son is an asshole.
You know, because she knows what I'm sacrificing. She's like, she'll be like, Mom, like, you know, she wanted to do this weekend, and, you know, sure enough, I got a show that weekend, and if you're booked and busy, like, that's what it is, you know what I'm saying? Like, this is, especially when you're in a group, it's like, you dedicate, you're in this, you know what I'm saying? Like, as an adult, you're in this, and this is what you wanted to do, and this is what you're dedicating yourself to. Mikey T one time was like, I had work is another thing. I had to call work numerous times just to make shows.
Yeah.
I had to call work numerous times just to make shows. If you got a show, and what's crazy is I got to spend money for this show, right? So I have to lose money over here and spend this money, right? In hopes that, you know, y'all gonna stream my shit and y'all gonna put me on the map one day. And this is in y'all hands. This is what y'all understand. I'm investing in something that you guys have control over. You know what I'm saying? I can't get anywhere without y'all. Like, there's no way. There's not enough followers in the world for me to buy. Like, there's, you know what I'm saying? Like,
yeah. But when I said that my son is an asshole, it's because my son is like, he just like me. Like, I told him that, like, when he was here, last time I had him, we was talking about, I was like, man, I was messing with him. I was like, I don't know if I went and got the wrong baby, like they picked the wrong baby and gave it to me, because I'm like, how you don't look at me like I'm amazing. They're like, no, Daddy, I do.
No, and you know what's crazy, and that's such a flex. It's such a flex.
He got that tough skin that I do. Like, so he didn't really want to.
He's like, listen, I don't give a fuck what the reason is. All I know is that this is what I want to happen, and you saying it can't cause some shit.
But I learned how to read him. Like, he'd call me like, okay, Dad, after you leave the studio, call me. Or da-da-da-da, like, you know what I mean? Like, so he does, and he does have certain songs of mine that he go to, that he like, and whatever.
Yeah,
so,
I had some friends over one time. My daughter was in the shower, and they were able to hear her singing Circles. This was before Circles was even, like, what it is today. But she was singing Circles, and my friend looks over at me and was like, that's a different type of flex. I'm like,
yeah, that is dope.
that's crazy. Like, and it's stuff like that. It just makes you proud. So, but what hurts me, like I just made this new song, and I went and showed it to her, and she was like, you know, that's nice. Like, I want her to be as hype as I am, like, over the song. And when she wasn't, I was like, maybe do I gotta go back to the drawing board?
But they got younger ears too.
But they're my daughter's 11. So this is the beginning of the target audience. You know what I'm saying? Like, it ain't the 30-year-olds that's buying our albums. It's the 16 and 15 and 12 and 13 and it's the teenagers. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's why I feel like you should always have some clean music. But
in today's time, there is an internet base and a market for everything. There's a pocket.
And it's these kids, right? It's these kids that have immediate access to this shit, right?
Nah, but some of the shit that these I don't know. I'm not fitting into what some of the
like
shit.
I didn't know who the fuck Lil Tecca was when we had to open for Lil Tecca. I'm like, who the fuck is that? Who is that? I didn't know who this man was. But it was a sold. But you know what? It was a sold out fucking show with like 3,000 upstairs, downstairs, huge like a venue again. Little fucking take a show, and somebody had to play like, yo, you don't know that one song? I'm like, no, I don't know that song. They had to play it, and it's like, I got black, I got white, what you want? I'm like, I do know that song. Like, that's it, and that's the only part of the song that I know. I don't know. I couldn't tell you a single other lyric.
But that's something that actually scares me, and not just in like.
But it was predominantly white kids.
Oh, of course.
It's predominantly white kids buying your hip hop music. Understand this. If the white kids love it, then you're gonna be rich. Because.
But I'm like, as an artist, and like just the way that I view stuff in life, sometimes it bothers me because, like, I don't see things going up. Like, it's like everything that's new is either rehashing some old shit, or it's like.
It's always been that way though.
But it's to an extent.
No,
like,
I'm telling you, the song that you hearing in the 50s. It's coming from a song that they heard in the 20s.
No. Like in the 90s and 2000s, they sampled heavy, but you felt the growth in the rhyme patterns. They went from like you can say what you want about content, But like if you go from the hip hop, the hip, like that shit,
right?
Like it was revolutionary for the time, but that rhyme pattern was trash. If you're being honest, then you upgrade.
Was it though?
It was.
Was it though?
It was.
Like, was it? But
it was. It was.
Was it though?
It
like,
was.
Cause it's not a bop. It's not. It's type
No,
of
that's
music.
not. That's not what I'm
but
saying.
But see, no, look. But that's
I'm
how.
saying,
But look, that's how you know it's not corny though. Cause listen, anything.
I'm not saying it's
corny. There's been so much music that's been like lost. Like that shit is a.
No, I fuck with the song. Well, actually, if you know the history, people don't really like the real artists didn't like that shit, and it's because
they had to release their most trash music at the time.
No, somebody came in like when those people came into the hood and started trying to make rap music corporate.
Yeah.
They got a group of people together. And it was like, okay, and then one of the verses
I
on
agree
there,
with that.
one of the verses on there was actually stolen from somebody that he heard doing it at a nightclub. So like a lot of people that was like real MCs at the time when they heard it on the radio, like, what the fuck is this shit? Like but like, and then that started that whole shit.
I mean, shit, that's how McDonald's happened.
Yeah.
That's why you gotta be careful, and that's why you gotta legalize your music, man. And this is all shit we didn't know back then. TLC done got ripped off. There was so n.e.w. There were so many motherfucking examples of what not to do in the music industry.
Because hip hop is spared by us. It's
a hip hop industry that's
funded
not
by
even
us,
controlled by
it's
us
not
though.
controlled by us. So
it's controlled by a stiff ass board of 50-year-old fucking white men in suit and tie sitting
that
around a
don't know shit
motherfucking
about
table.
culture. Yeah.
Like trying to judge us on our motherfucking culture. You know some shit. That's some shit.
Like I always think about when who was that on the table dancing for the ass? Who was that shit?
When they remember that movie, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm black, y'all, and I'm blacker than black, and I'm black, y'all. But how he was going through the whole process with all them white men sitting on the table. He was like,
oh, it was Naki, who was it?
Designer.
That wasn't Designer.
not that movie came out way before Designer was a thing.
No, I'm talking about before Designer. I mean, not Designer, but who just came? Oh, Bobby Shmurda.
Oh yeah.
They had him on the table looking crazy. Bobby Shmurda been out here wilding. He been bugging. I don't know what's going on.
Right, and don't
with him.
let you get a cool dance to go with that catchy ass, repetitive ass, I'm gonna say corny ass motherfucking song. Don't let it happen, because that's all you need nowadays.
But that's what I'm saying. So what I was saying, so it's like, I get, like, I'm weird. So I get like all of the I like to think that we live in a world has some kind of mysticism to it, that has some kind of magic, that has some kind of, you know what I'm saying?
Agree.
Like so,
I agree.
like I want to believe that somewhere there's a Loch Ness monster somewhere fucking where that we haven't discovered, that Bigfoot hiding his ass in the woods, some goddamn weird. So it's like, but with all of this technology and everybody trying to disprove everything, I'm trying to like, it kind of makes me depressed in a way, because it's like I want there to be magic in this world so bad. I don't want it to be surface. It can't be surface. So, but at the same time, when you take that into like creating, it's like I think about like where can rap go when it's degrading? Like everything seems like it's degrading from
that's
art.
That's why it's
from
important in the message. That's what's the most important in the music. It's the message that is displayed. Music is a form of immortality, right? And if your message is strong enough and it reaches enough people, now you're remembered forever. Like literally forever. Like it goes nowhere. People are gonna be remixing, like you said, remixing your songs for all times to come, right? But it's that message. And all these songs you're talking about, right, that we was like, oh, you know, it's not something that, you know, we would, you know, be, you know, so much like attracted to now. But the reason why they're so important nowadays, even 40 years, 50 years, 60 years later, is because of the message that it was for that time.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? That's why it's so important 50 years later. It may be corny to us, but that message is still motherfucking there, and what it represents. And all this, the story that you just literally deliberated, right, is why that music is so important, and is why that is immortality. You know what I'm saying? Because people are still talking about that.
Yeah, but that's something. But at the same time, we got that whole Willie Lynch syndrome. We got to bridge the older than new because they be trying to discredit. So like, but I don't. So how can I say it? So like, even when people sample shit now, it bothers me because I don't feel like they put their own spin on it. Like, okay, 90s.
I love sampling.
Like the 90s was sampling, right? But like even Juicy. Like let's use Juicy for example. So you got M-Tune Juicy Fruit, right? But when Puffy took that and sampled it, and Biggie put his vocals on it, that became a whole different type of song. Like M-Tune
But what if
Juicy
you're
Fruit,
inspired by 90s music, so now your type of music is sampling because that's
but it's
type
the
of
same.
music
So
you grew up with.
I gotta think of a bad done resampling.
There's a few of them. There's a few good ones though. It's all about balance. You see what I'm saying? It's all about balance. But when you say that 90s style, you're right. Because I'm a big person who goes off of a 90s. Like when I was just telling all the artists that I started to be after. Nas, Aaliyah, TLC, all these artists like in that era, right? Like you said, yeah, it was a lot of sampling. And in my music, it's a lot of those samples, right? The 90s samples of the songs that I grew up with that I'm sampling. Even older than that, right? It's a lot of songs that my parents used to listen to and I'm sampling. Why? Because this is my message. This is what's important to me. This is where I came from. You know what I'm saying? Like, that is my style.
Well,
my
I
style
love
isn't
sampling
popping
music.
pussy and, fucking over niggas and whatever the fuck, is popular about female rappers talking about nowadays. I'm not up with the trend. But I can't talk about that. Why? I don't do that. You know what I'm saying? That's not what I live. I can't. Now, my outfits, can they get provocative sometimes? Of course they can. But that's just because I can get provocative sometimes. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's just, like, my personality is me as a person, but it's not me trying to sell that.
Just being a balanced human.
Exactly. That's all it is. And people aren't expecting it. When people sit there and they see what I'm wearing or whatever the case may be, they either think I'm about to sing or I'm about to, ass. That's what they think I'm about to do. Or I'm about to do some gangster, whatever type of rap music. No, sorry, that's not what I do. And then I come out with these bars that are like very important to me, or it's something that I've gone through. That's why I make a lot of heartbreak music.
See me, I feel like I'm a middle child because I'm starting to get older. So it's like when my creative process now is kind of different. It's like, okay, so I do believe in God.
You feel like it's evolving?
Yeah. So, but it's like, what do I like? I do believe in God, but the whole church system is kind of like messed up to me. So it's like when I speak, I don't want to lead anybody away from certain stuff, but I just talk about what I'm talking about. And at the same time, I hate to say this, but I cannot stand Christian rap. I cannot stand it.
I don't even know what that is.
It's like, it's horrible.
Kurt Franklin? Is it like Kurt Franklin?
No, it's not like Kurt Franklin. It's like people trying to use the same tempos and flows as hip hop artists, but doing it, talking about.
Are we talking about like Ye's
No.
album about
No.
Jesus? Yeah, I mean, I don't.
Can you think of any example off the top of your head? Can you give me you got a bar off the top of your head?
Yes. I went somewhere with my dad, and
Oh my God.
it was dad playing some shit, and it was like, these are bloods of Christ. These are bloody shoes.
Oh my God.
No, they did not.
See that's what I'm talking about right there. Like I can't. Like it's pandering. It's like.
Well, that's just flabbergasted because at the end of the day, I don't even know what you're talking. You lost me as soon as you use Christ in your lyrics. You lost me.
So, it's that, and then it's the part of where, at my age, it's like, okay, I love rapping braggadocious, but it's like, how much should I do that shit? Like, you know what I mean? Like, okay, I like talking about having threesomes or you know what I mean, or I can do this or I got this and da 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 da. It's like, like how much should I do that? But at the same time, that's my personality for real. Like it's not like me making some shit up or doing like.
I just had to share experiences and what you go
and then at the other and then it's like okay, I want to empower people at the same time because like I guess I've always balanced it, but when I was younger, I really used to be a real pain rapper. Like it always is about the way that I felt. It was always about pain. It was always about okay, this situation, I'm hurt about this, or I'm heartbroken about this, and da 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 da, or I'm stressed about this, and it's like okay, that has a lane because like so, Joe Budden was my favorite rapper for a long time, and a lot of people don't really understand because they don't know. They think of Joe Budden, they think of Pump It Up, but they don't know that this man has an archive of just fucking bleeding
very
pain.
familiar, right? I'm familiar.
Like,
very
so,
familiar with music.
and so that was my go-to because I found out that I related to him. Like when I started making music, like I didn't start making music to be like him. It was like, oh, I like him because he makes the type of music.
He was relatable.
Yeah, so for years it was like, okay, I listened to Joe.
My deeper, and you know what's crazy is like the songs that I've written are very like surface level pain, like still conscious. Like my bars are very conscious, very, but I try to make them very like I haven't got the courage to make them as personal as I probably like to, and I just feel like I have a lot of like deeper situations than a lot of the things you hear. You know what I'm saying? Like my mom didn't pass away. That's not what I lost. I lost my fiance and my brother and my best friend, you know what I'm saying? Those are really tough things to talk about. And then I, was, going through chemotherapy for cancer. And it's like, how do you put that in a song? It's like, you can't. You probably could, you know what I'm saying? But kind of hard to do, you know what I mean? So it's like, I feel like the deeper aspects of me, I haven't been able to, like, create that. I feel like the day that I do, though, like it'll be great.
I feel like
but
I feel like I'm suppressed at the same time too.
You are right because it's like you can only get so deep without actually tapping into certain. And I feel like when you do those things, right, because that's what makes you a great artist. Because I feel like when J. Cole's telling a story, right, kind of Lamar's telling a story, like they lived that shit. Like you can feel that shit. They've had to do some soul searching. They've ripped up that page 100 different times because they didn't want to face that demon. You know what I'm saying? But knowing that maybe that's the only way you can face that demon is putting it on paper, but it's probably still the hardest thing to do. Because how do you express this pain in order to get somebody else to relate to that, like you were saying? How can you make that relatable like you did to Joe Budden? How can you relate that pain if you... Because anytime you go through something, you feel like you're alone. You feel like you're going through it alone. You feel like nobody else in the world is going to understand your situation. That's where a lot of this outlet comes from, correct? Like you have nowhere else to put it. You have nowhere else to channel it from. So I feel like when you do that, right? When you do face those demons, right? It's kind of like a different level of growth. As you were talking about God. It's more so like that's a spirituality in yourself. That's an evolution in yourself. That's hard to face, but I feel like when you're ready to put that on paper, and we're ready to put that on wax, when you're ready to share that with the world and try to relate to people on that level, then it's music helps you grow internally as well as externally.
Yeah, definitely.
If you use it for the right reasons.
It take a lot, man.
It does. Right? It takes a lot of inner reflection. It's like, damn. It's like.
So what is one of your favorite bars that you said?
That's a hard one. Yikes. It's probably my whole song from Daddy's Little Girl. Because that one was just like super personal. Like, you know what I mean? Yeah, I was just like, you were the only thing left from my childhood. I wasn't young when you left, but I understood. You and Moms was better off without each other. Because you couldn't really stand to be around each other. And even though I was the seed of another, still took your last name, and I know you love my mother. It's been a while since we last talked. Damn. And now you stumbling and can't walk. Damn. And for the first time in my life, I felt lost. Because no one can never replace Willie A. Ross. You was a hell of a soldier. Just wish I could be there now to love you, hug you, and just hold you. That whole song is just like my probably all-time favorite, all-time, like that inner searching going here. That was one of those songs. So it was one that was super personal to me, and it's a lot of people.
So when I say all the time that I look at music as a superpower, and it's like a natural, like a reflex in a way. So sometimes I can listen to a song that I can listen to a song 20 times, and then the 21st time I would notice a connection that I made that I didn't consciously make.
Oh yeah, absolutely. Like listen, like I will sit there, like what's crazy is when you have so many favorite songs, right? You be looping back to these favorite songs, and it's like oh shit, you know what I'm saying? Like, and then you fall in love with it all over again for a whole different reason. You know what I mean? And that's the beauty of music, and all reality is a connection through it.
Like when it's pure, when it's coming from.
Because how many times does this happen? And I'm telling you, it happens a lot. Where you've heard this song on the radio, right? You're like, oh my god, I hate this song. I can't stand this song. But you know what's crazy? As a lyric would have caught me, like a lyric or a drop or some song, some part aspect of the song has caught me enough to where now I'm hanging on the words, and now I'm hanging on the beat, and now it's my favorite song when it comes on the radio. You know what I'm saying? Like now something's done clicked in there where it's like, oh yeah, this is my shit.
One of the Beyonce songs that came out I don't like, but it was catchy, but it was getting on my nerves. I can't think. One of them I do like, and one of them I don't like. I do like the one that they always do in the dance to that should be stuck in my head all the time. Yeah, that shit. But there was another one that had a weird ass sound to it. Yeah, that shit. But that shit get caught in my head all the time. I be singing that shit out loud. I'm like, I'm singing this shit.
Nah, I understand completely. Yo, I swear. I was in Atlanta when the one Beyonce song you're talking about where you don't fuck with it. I swear to God, I'm like. But it was crazy because we was just doing the electric slide, right? And they put on the one Beyonce song where she, oh, you made me happy. Nah, I could electric slide and fuck up. That's like, this you get there.
Oh yeah.
Right? But then they switched it to the, you won't break my. I was like,
killed
what
the whole fucking.
The fuck did just happened over here? Now you got motherfuckers voting. I'm like, nah.
So the piggyback off of what we was talking about how shit is different for men and women in like the industry, right? Mm-hmm. So first, I want to ask about: do you think that how can I put it? We already know without saying that masculinity is under attack, whatever.
Oh yeah.
But we can put that to the side. Put that
yeah.
aside. So like the affection that men are allowed to show each other these days. Do you think that like my brother right there, should I be able to, like, I feel like it's cringy if I was to just go lay my head on his shoulder, but I feel like it shouldn't be that way.
Fuck, I mean,
at a certain like if you see a man hugging his pops or he laying with his father and he a teenager or some shit like that, you're gonna think it's weird because of how things are today. But I don't feel like that's like I kind of feel like there's something wrong in that.
I mean,
like that's my brother. I love him. Why can't I show that?
You know what's crazy? I can't speak on the whole male masculine thing because y'all got levels to this shit. Like, just like y'all say some females some complicated creatures, now y'all niggas some complicated creatures, because I feel like every guy got their own green flags and their own red flags. They got their own stopping points. Like, if you know what I'm saying? Like, this doesn't consider what's gay to you. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Like,
but
not even in the form of
Because you know what's crazy is you can probably even be around a group with somebody like from whatever, like just other people from like just different mindsets.
Like I seen a magazine
and
cover.
they would
not a magazine cover, but Offset, Takeoff, and Quavo took a picture where I can't remember who was doing what, but one of them was holding the cigar or Dutch in their hand, and the other one was smoking it, and I'm like, that just seems like that's weird to me.
But you ain't never took a blunt out your homeboy mouth?
Wait, what?
Like if you was okay, you ain't never had like you was sitting on the couch and homie just walked in and he took the blunt out your mouth. That's not. Let me think. Okay, so like, I can't say. So it had to be, if any case. I'm not saying that it probably would have like
been.
I said, what
it
is
probably
your
would have
limits?
been Dell if. It probably would have been Dell if he had something in his tooth. Was holding something in his hand. Like, and I probably and I probably said no homo while I was doing it.
Really
like grabbing it like
I said, it's just considered what's gay to you, because what you say right now, a lot of niggas might be very comfortable. Like this just was like, you know what, that yeah, mama take this nigga. Why would it matter if I took a Dutch out of his mouth? Why would it matter if I sat there and laid my head on his shoulder?
But that's what I'm saying. But I feel like that's what. But I feel like it's gotten away from that in a way. Like I seen I seen a picture of Big Pun and Fat Joe, and Big Pun was asleep on Fat Joe, or vice versa.
Because if you want to talk about real shit, right? Let me tell you where hip hop started at, right? Let me tell you where hip hop started at. Hip hop started in these motherfucking pink, sparkly ass suits, with bell bottoms, with niggas that had more hair than the bitches back in the day. So. What's gay to you? Because these are the niggas, like, that's Dr. Dre, that's Ice Cube. These some hardcore niggas, you know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure one of these niggas might have sat there and caught a body at some point. At some point before, you know what I'm saying? So, these niggas want to call these niggas in. And it is not just him. I'm saying this was the culture this literally was the culture that hip-hop was born for. But is it gay? That this nigga was in these tight-ass motherfucking... You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
or what's gay to you? Like, you know what I mean?
They do look a little suspect.
But I'm saying, right? But it was but these niggas was gay bitches. So what's gay to you?
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like,
I mean, so if you ask me, niggas is gay. That's my that's what I say. I mean, like really, like a lot of the people that we don't give it to. They I feel like they were bi throughout their life. Like Richard Pryor was bi, for sure. I feel like Tupac.
Oh my god!
I feel like it's a lot.
You telling me Rick James was gay?
He did do it. I feel like Rick James was bi. I feel like Prince was fucking bi. I feel like all of that shit.
Prince was definitely bi, but that nigga got so many bitches doesn't even matter.
To me it do.
That nigga gonna have more bitches in his lifetime. Then as many niggas as he done slept with, okay?
I'm just gonna say you take one, you're done with me around here. I don't know, but yeah. So I do feel like but there's nothing wrong. I'm not saying there's nothing wrong with it. I'm just saying it was all like they say all of these people got these women, but I do feel like they do have that. So like even Lil Uzi Vert, like. How they say them, that he don't have his gender and da da da.
Oh, he refers to as a them.
Yeah, so but even though he got his girlfriend and all of that.
Oh no, he's bi.
Yeah, for sure. So it's like it's no. I don't know, cause
it's just people
weird.
have to overcome that uncomfortability hump because it's the times now. We live in a different time than our grandparents and the time that we was raised up in the 90s and stuff like that. Where being gay was just not cool. Now it's just a thing. Now it just is. It's second nature. It just is. It's something we're gonna have to just come to terms with at some point. It just is. We ain't had no problem when it was female on female. I mean, it just is. But there was a time that we did get scrutinized for it.
Scissoring looks a little funny to me.
But there was a time that we did get scrutinized for it though.
Yeah, it was. You get fucking hung.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Right. There was a time.
What show was that? I feel like it. What was it?
Watchmen.
No, it was.
Was it Watchmen?
No.
Watchmen. They did get fucked up.
It was
though.
something in the last season where she transferred bodies with the girl in the past, and she had a girlfriend, and it was going. Was it Fear or something? Yeah, it was like three. It was on Netflix. It was some shit. I watched mad random shit.
Nah, it sounds dope though.
Yeah,
You can figure out the name of it.
It was like Fear Street or some shit like that. But then they had three, and it was two different. I mean, the three different years. And then she got sucked into the past or some shit like that. Wasn't that, Nike? You seen that shit?
Nah.
You seen that shit.
Fear
Or,
Street?
yeah, or you seen at least the first one or two.
I never even heard of Fear Street. It's on Netflix?
Yeah. But it was like this lady was a witch, and the town hung her because she had a girlfriend, basically. And she was summoning all of these people that she was killing, but possessing people, and then they would come back.
You watching some crazy shit.
I watched a lot of crazy shit.
You watching some crazy shit.
I told you I like magic and shit. That's why
But
I'm
what
an
y'all
anime
do
head.
need to go watch, right, is that new Circles video. That's what y'all do need to go watch.
So how was the process of making that video?
So it was actually my first full-length video. The process was totally excruciating because my thumb was messed up during the whole thing. You're just not able to tell. So I'm not able to move my thumb during the whole process of the video, and it's cold outside, and it was a 9-hour process. So yeah, it was dope. It was a 9-hour process. We had fun while we did it. The scenes didn't even look like they took place in Syracuse.
Yeah, I like this. I like the coloring of it also, my brother.
Yeah, shout out to Cody. We got our own videographer too in the Real Raw Breed. So we got a team that works really good together, and Cody did an amazing job on Circles. It's gotten over 2,000 views on one already. It's only been out a week. It's got over 1,000 views on another, and a couple of channels on YouTube. So keep running it up.
Where and what's the YouTube channel that they can find it on?
The Real Raw Breed. We'll find it on the Real Raw Breed.
Alright, so where did you get your name?
I used to play with guns when I was younger. We want to talk about that. Moving on.
Yeah, we're gonna fuck on from that.
The princess came later.
Mm-hmm.
They used to call me he. Yeah. Okay, moving on.
Cause you a hot boy.
Yeah.
Alright, who's your favorite industry artist?
Nah, it's easy.
Really? Why?
The man was just ahead of his time as far as I go, and not to mention the man is just black excellence. So.
Let's see that. Alright. Rapping or singing?
Definitely rapping. Way more comfortable rapping than I ever am singing.
Okay. And you already answered that, but performing or recording?
Performing for sure. Oh yeah.
Alright, performing in Syracuse or performing out?
Out of town, for sure. I'm sorry, they just show you so much love.
Definitely. Okay, so what's your favorite type of thing to watch?
Oh, that's a hard one. I like anything from the medieval times. I love anything from anime. I have tons of anime that I absolutely love. And I do not like scary movies. I like action movies.
You don't like scary movies?
No, I'm not a fan. I'm not. My daughter is, but I'm just not. I'm just not a fan.
How do you not like scary
I like fantasy movies. Yeah. I don't like anything that's too sad or anything that has a too heavy of a rape scene in it. So I'm very specific when it comes to my movies. Yeah.
Alright, so what is the biggest conspiracy theory that you believe in?
Oh, this is such a hard one. Well, and not even conspiracy theories, because I really believe in the Anunnaki, and not only that, but I believe in the Bermuda Triangle. I believe in, ancient aliens, and I can go over. We gonna move on because I can go on for that one for days. That's one we'll be here for hours.
Yeah, I got a whole response to that too. So
I will be here for like literally we'll be here for hours. We're gonna cut that one short because I will be here days.
All right, so I'm Mr. Streetz. Princess Heat, thank you for coming and sit with me.
Absolutely. You guys are dope. And thank you for having me. Thank you for this opportunity. You guys tune in. Make sure y'all, support because we're doing something dope here.
Street talk. Streets is talking this shit.